It was just a really fun tournament, and I felt like as well it wasn't a tournament where it was, just winning flips the whole way through. It was like a really good structure and stuff, and it was just a really fun tournament, and it was obviously my biggest score at the time. A lot of my best friends were there at the time. Again, it was just an obscene amount of money. It was just like so good. We had a fantastic evening afterwards.
What was the party like afterwards?
So good, Tower. It was just so good. It's just like I'm honestly, I'm such an old man. After about 4 or 5 hours, I'm just like a back ache and I want to go to bed. But when you've just got like pure poker rush adrenaline, it's just so good just to go out and you just like, it's great. It happens very rarely to win a tournament, but it was a great effort. Then you go on to party poker high roll, another second. And you lost to Alex Golder, but you're good friends with Alex. Yeah, sure.
What did you? Was there a lot of chatting when you were heads up, or was it like enemies at the table and then shaking hands and a bit of a cuddle afterwards?
We were talking about this recently, actually. This is when Dusk Till Dawn had basically banned you from making a deal.
Yeah.
And I remember we basically went outside to just have a chat, and Simon Trumper came out. He literally just tapped me on the shoulder and he just said, "If you make a deal, you're barred from like DTD for life." And I was like, okay, just outside. So we weren't actually allowed to make a deal. And I don't think I actually won a hand heads up. Alex won. He was like typically smug about it. And,
As long as you're still friends, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
As long as you're still friends. But the biggie, in 2015, we head up to Barcelona. We play another EPT. We have 1,694 runners. There's nearly 10 million in the prize pool.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah.
1,070,000 for second.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
I'm going to talk. Obviously, this is one of the moments I always remember while watching a live stream for one of the first times. Watching this, because obviously we all remember the chop. But what was it like at the final table, knowing what was at stake? There's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really talked about it. Like, obviously it happened, and people congratulate on the money and stuff. But I've never really talked about like the whole thing. I mean, I remember the night before I even entered, I was like pretty sure that I was just going to quit the game, because I'd had basically a couple of years of thinking I was doing well and kind of knocking on the door and stuff, but just never actually making any money, essentially from it. And I was just completely over it, to be honest. And so I kind of went into that tournament and played, I don't know, maybe what you describe as like really badly, because I just didn't care. Do you know what I mean? And I was just doing all these ridiculous plays and like ridiculous bluffs and ridiculous things, just thinking, well, this is probably my last one ever. And if I think someone's not got a good hand, I'm basically just going to put them to the test almost. And so there were so many hand histories in that tournament where I'm just completely putting it off, never getting called. So I was never, in a situation. I think there was like one reported where I like 5-bet or 6-bet that. That's a Jeans guy. He plays on PLO online, and there's just this like ludicrous hand history where I've like 3-bet and Jack 3 off. I'm 5-bet, sorry, and he's called. And it's come like King 6 deuce, and he's checked and I bet and he's folded, and I've shown it for some reason, which I never ever do. And I'm just looking back now, just thinking there was just so many hands like that where I was just like, well, let's just try and win it or not. And obviously, so lucky to actually go on and chop it and things.
Yeah.
And the final table was just loads and loads of fun.
Well, it was also famous for a rowdy rail.
Super rowdy rail. There was obviously the hand where John DeWanders folded kings pre, which would have basically knocked me out if I'd not hit an ace. I had ace king suited. think it was 7 or 8 left.
Yeah.
It's gone like open 3-bet, 4-bet from the small blind. I ended up jamming because we'd basically just been for dinner, and he was basically saying something along the lines of, there's 3 short stacks, the money jumps are big.
Yeah.
We kind of don't need to get involved. And so from that, I kind of took it as, right, you're not going to want to kind of get in some huge kind of confrontation pre-flop. And so I was pretty confident he'd fold queens pre. I would obviously never have done it if I knew he had kings, because no one folds kings pre. He ended up folding, and we basically did the deal 3-handed, which is obviously life-changing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really feel much pressure, because I just had this mentality of like, I don't really care. And it was a really strange tournament, to be honest. And I really kind of wish now I played every tournament like that, because it was almost just like no fear. Do you know what I mean? You just didn't really care what was.
Yeah. And you're doing a deal for 7 figures, and you get one guy to pick to negotiate just to make sure he's got the right deal. And somebody walks on stage with 2 bottles of beer in his hand, and he's like, "Yeah, well, it's only 7 figures." Yeah.
Because it was either Fraser Mack,
who
was very notorious at the time for doing every deal, wasn't he? He was always there, kind of, or it was Feraldo, who I kind of knew but didn't know as well as I know him now. And I remember Toby Stone came up and he said, "You're only allowed 1 person to come in up and kind of helping you." And Fraz Mack was like, "Right, yeah, it's me, it's me." And I was going, Feraldo, I'll take you, which was probably a mistake, because Feraldo was half cut, wearing a hat, holding beers, as you say. But actually, he was really good, because you basically only get a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
I was completely lost in like the whole what was going on, and he was very just like, you need to do this, this, and this. You shouldn't do this, and he basically gave me some really good advice, actually. And yeah, from there onwards, I think I said something along the lines of, "Well, we don't have to deal. I don't care about the money," which is a complete lie. I was desperate for a deal. I just literally just wanted to do it, and I was like, "Oh well, if you guys want to do a deal, up to you. I'm not bothered about the money. Just trying to get more money out of it, obviously." And then as soon as it was done, I was like, "Right, this is the greatest thing ever. I can just do whatever." But yeah.
Obviously, went straight to bed afterwards.
Again, that was an absolute. I'll actually tell you something as well. We basically went out afterwards, and I basically got mugged. Well, not mugged. I basically got robbed, because I actually had no money on me. I basically won all this money, and we basically had organised, this kind of massive thing afterwards that cost loads of money, and I didn't have any money. So I went round almost every person that was there and asked them for money, just like a massive pigeon, just like, if you got 500, if you got 200. And after an hour and a half, I'd collected something like, I don't know, it was like 10 or 15,000 euros in cash. And I basically put the euros in my pocket. And obviously around there in Barcelona, on those beaches, and stuff, everyone's watching. Within 5 minutes, Phil, that had been swiped. So when the bill came, it was like, you need to pay. I had no money, so I had to then go round again. I had to ask everyone for a second time, and everyone's going, "Well, I've just paid you 1,000. What's going on? You basically just won this million." So yeah, it was like the best time to ever be robbed, because you didn't care, because you kind of cashed all this money. But yeah, I basically got done for about 15 grand.
Wow. And on that note, we'll be back with Mr. Steve Warburton and more stories very shortly. Welcome back to Mr. Steve Warburton and an hour with the Tower. Huge 2015 that we were talking about before. Absolutely huge. 2016. Did you slow down? Did you play more cash? Was it a case of I'm not travelling around too much?
It's so hard to think when 2016 was in terms.
The players coming back in for the final session of the day.
Yeah, nearly there for the first day 1-8. It's been a good little day.
Nearly finished. Who we got today? We've got Ed Swales coming into seat number 2. Darren Waller in seat number 3, the best tight end in the game. Johnny Gray in seat number 4. Stephen Bring the Guns in seat 5, Stephen Gunn. Greg Murphy's already sat down, there he is. The all-in glass is probably not going to be on today, so he's got 75,000. Andy Feenan on 68,000. Keith Fraser on 23. And Stephen Smith, sat in seat number 9, on 24.4. Let's do it.
Yeah, last session. Looking forward to it. We're going to see who's bagged up at the end of the day. Still a couple of names left in.
Yeah, starting this session with 42.
Shall we do it?
Shall we do it?
All I can see is I'm sorry.
So the final session is upon us. Let's do it. Last 3 players out in the last level. Matt Davenport, Paul Johnston and Colin Woo! Gone. 2 hours to go. Certain number of hands to be played. Finish the live stream just before 12:30.
Hope you win this.
With however many are left.
That's how solid.
Rounds 4-8 with an 8. Off you go. Shouts Geordie Mike, the tournament floor staff. Let's go. And don't forget you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and Twitch, wherever you may be. If you are on YouTube, you won't be listening to this if you haven't refreshed. But I have put it in the box. So a refresh. Three, 2, 6, 2 spades. First bet will win. And Stephen bets Stephen Smith in seat number 9. Stephen Smith won his ticket last night. Nice one, John. John Conlon giving us the information on Fatey. Thank you very much indeed. Won his ticket last night. And there were another 7 tickets tonight as well. The satellites have smashed it. Say, Daddy, you need to tell anybody you know still in. Hey, Peck. How we doing, pal? Hope things are good. That's a blast from the past. One of the biggest online players back in the day, old Eck. Are you playing tomorrow? Anybody you know still in? There'll be loads. Loads of locals. I won his ticket online. Yeah, Stephen Gunn is in the building. Johnny Gray, one of the biggest players in Scotland. In seat 4. Yeah, Johnny Gray won Blackpool back in 2015. Came second here in 2014.
a lot all the time. It says if I've got 8 nights. If I've got 8 nights, I'll make it 8,000 nights. You know what he's doing worse? It was offshore as well. It's happened, I may as well rub it.
Yeah, it's a good resume as Johnny Gray. First and second in GUKPTs in previous events. Beat Yanis Liparis back in 2015. Colin Gillan was on the final table as well. Rick Trigg was eliminated earlier. I don't know if he's brought back in. Yeah, I've been told that Rick Trigg is back in again. He was eliminated. Jamie Nixon, I think, had all his 3 bullets today. Will be back again tomorrow for sure. Katie Swift's playing tomorrow.
You've lost me. Yeah. See, the club comes with a stack here.
Dave Preston says Stephen Gunn is the man. We met him in Coventry. Ah, yes indeed. Coventry was a fantastic success this year. Super event. The side events were massive. The main event was huge. And it is definitely on the list for next year, as well as Goliath. Late August, early September for Goliath.
He's a nice guy. Very nice. Favourite player. When I used to work here, I was always happy to. Never went off. Always.
Pete Robbo in the building. Evening, Pete. How's the streaming been going? Hope things have been good. We're all good. Last 2 levels here in Edinburgh. Finish the live stream in round about 2 hours' time. Ace 3-3. Another bet. Stephen will probably call once. Starting seat 5. That's Stephen Gunn. There he is. No, he decides to give it up. I think Paul McTaggart's only had 1 re-entry. I do believe. Go Andrew, he's a real life gentleman, says Mel. You want to see the old boys keeping over the young lads? Absolutely. This is one of the games that can do that. Andy Feenan. I think Andy Feenan final tabled one of these in Edinburgh. No. Win.
Put your hand up there, see if it's hot. The heart's hot. You're having that bad day, will you?
Ah, 3rd in the mini main. There we go, 8th. in the main event Edinburgh. Flipping heck, back in 2007. We've known him that long. That was when Eddie Gaines won it. Oh, steady Eddie.
Steady Eddie.
And there you go, Tony Crawler was on the final table. We got Jay Crawler earlier on, didn't we? Tony Crawler in 6th. Andy Feenan finishing 8th. Remember that one. Because Irene Lipini was on the final table as well.
So we've got Johnny opening to 1.8. Stephen going to flat the 6s, and Ed's going to come along with a 7-3 suited in the big.
King Deuce, 2 clubs.
A lovely flop for Johnny here.
Not a bad flop for Johnny Gray.
Not only is it good for our range, we flop the nut flush draw, but opts to check this one behind.
Picks up the pair as well.
If he's still with the best of it, well, now with the best of it, goes in front of the 6s. Was equity favourite on the flop 3-way. With Johnny now, after being checked to us twice, want to start getting some value from our particular hand, try and get called by some perhaps worse Jack X. And some 8X out there that gets stubborn, but in this scenario, can't get called from either of the players' holdings.
Pete Rower's off to Canada next week. Are you going with Chris Maguire? Chris Maguire's on his way to Canada next week before he goes to Vegas. And he's going to be doing a few streams over there. We'll be tuned in. Have a fantastic time in Canada. You have to go and see Niagara, obviously. Don't jump over it or in it. Fantastic spectacle. Niagara Falls, amazing. Last session of the day. 2 levels to go. Lines finish at 500, 1000 on level 10.
So Greg missed rolling glasses with the ace jack suited, but Andrew has got the boots.
Oi, oi.
Makes it 4.2. Sops with the 2.5x. 3-bet sides in Ed here
Ed.
with the ladies. And how is Ed going to proceed with this one? Obviously not folding. Just started this session, he might have been on the table with Andrew all day, maybe more aware of his tendencies, and if Ed just flats here, you must just think that Andy is going to be just too strong once he 3-bets, but he has come in for the 4-bet, which against population I like to see. Against more tighter opponents may elect to flat. 4-bets to 11.1, and there's the all-in from Andy. Ed makes the call with the ladies, and it's just unfortunate for him. Bit of a caller this one, and could be losing Ed Swales.
We could indeed. Staring down at the boots. He needs to get lucky.
Looking for a queen.
Oh,
there she is.
In the window.
Oh, there she comes.
There's ladies in the window.
So just fading an ace now to get the double. Backdoor spades as
Ooh,
well.
It's always a sweat.
It's all happening this hand.
Sweat.
So spade or an ace to fade, and Ed will double up.
Oh, it's 5 of diamonds. Oh, Andy Feenan's like, why me?
Just the queen in the window.
So Eddie up to 62,000. Andy Feenan down to 6, down to 30, 35,000-ish. Unlucky.
See Kellett up to 70k there at the bottom of your screen. Some of the bigger stacks.
Let's have a look. Were they on?
Yep.
Missed them. Oh, concentrating on the aces. I saw them scrolling along the bottom.
You're delighted to see the shirt. We're not delighted to see the
I'll quick scan of them again, I missed them. Gordon Wood, 110. John McGlynn, 100. Will McClure, 100,000 as well. Ben Teague, going well on 95. Powell Swernerak 75, Rich Kelly on 70. They're the big stacks in the room. Full chip count at the end of the night will be with us as we round up at the end of the evening. Started this session on 42. Alex Allison says it's all skill. Well, you have to get lucky during a poker tournament. It's impossible not to and win one.
Yeah, it's a completely different beast to cash tournament poker. You have to run good to win one. It's as easy as that. You can play as good as possible and play perfect in every situation and still lose. It takes a lot longer to realise expectation in tournament poker than it would do in cash, for example. You could be doing everything right for years before you see the results. Variance is a beast, and people that are regulars in this game will understand that. So up and down here for the Jack 10 on 986 Rainbow of Johnny, and it's a middle set for Stephen. So we're going to see some chips go in this pot, and looks like we're going to see all the chips go in this pot.
Oh, every one of them. Stephen Smith
So
with a set.
Yeah, and Johnny with the up and down just sets him in.
Don't think Darren's in the hand anymore. Darren's going to fold.
Yeah,
Click fold.
Darren's out of here.
Yeah, Darren's gone.
So
Darren's completely gone. So we are heads up and we all in a call. And Johnny Gray is up down, and
it's
he
a
hits
7 from heaven on the turn for the Jack 10.
My days.
Where has that come from?
Any pair boards about?
No.
No.
Look at that 7 card straight. Wow.
Oh, Stephen Smiter Smith.
Wow, that's just unlucky for Stephen. Very unlucky indeed. The Jack 10 instant service just gets there.
Yep.
And wow, that's just unlucky for Stephen there. Not much we can do. We get it in with the best of it, and unfortunately for us, we're out the door just like that.
Johnny Gray takes one out. X, is his PK still working with us? Yes, he is. He does all the social media, sets up the string, makes sure everything's working, and he's in the background for all social media related to Grosvenor Net Poker, posts, events, everything is down to PK. Unlucky the Smithers, says Remo DeVito. You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Yeah, not much we can do. We get it in with Lion Cherry Equity, and as we were just speaking, the hand before, aces and queens, it goes like that sometimes. The best hand doesn't always win. It's what makes it a great game. It's why it's so popular. Greg making it 1.7 under the gun with the ace queen. Andrew going to come along with the queen 9 suit and wants to get involved, and Ed got an easy call with his freeze in the calf. Johnny's going to do the same with the deuces, you expect, in the small blind here. And lovely little spot here for Stephen. Stephen playing 30 bigs, all this action in front of him, just rips the pocket jacks. And not going to get any action at all because the deuces and the threes should be folding. And that's a nice little pick up there from Stephen. Gone from 25k to 32.5, just like that. He'd be more than happy picking that one up. 10 big blinds nearly increased to his stack without having to see a flop. And Pokemel says, go Andrew, the real life gentleman. Good to see the old boys keeping up with the young lads. So Keith's turn to wake up with the ladies. Opts for a 3x open here, and this may deter Ed from especially free betting, but May even just get out of the way here, faced with his size. Ace-10 suited. We are fairly deep, but effective stack against our opponent, working with 27 bigs. And this is what the 3x open does. I talk about it a lot, like Ace-10 suited against normal size open there. Going to start getting involved, but against this particular size, not going to get involved, and the Queen's potentially losing some action simply because of something as simple as opening an extra big blind more. Doesn't sound like much, but he's just going to start isolating better hands. Ed definitely would have been in there with the Ace-10 of spades versus a normal 2x size, but on that occasion it's just aware. Against 3x, better off to toss that one into the muck. So no action for the ladies that time round.
No, tell him the family look great. Certainly will when I see him, when he stops wandering around the room. Two lovely girls and a missus. Life's great, you know, life's great. PK still at it. So Weebrick's still playing as well, heck. Weebrick still comes out of retirement to whenever Blackpool turns up. Every now and again he'll nip around. I think he played Manchester, GUKPT.
Yeah, it was in Manchester.
Yeah, well, Weebrick still loves the game. Actually just celebrated his 70th birthday, don't they, Brian? Earlier this year. Champion in 2008 in Blackpool.
So Pamela comes to the table.
Hello, Pamela. And 9.
So Johnny opens the King 10. And Greg definitely could 3-bet this one versus hijack open, but is very deep with Johnny, just happy to flat. Andrew coming in the small one. Keith here. This is actually bad from him. I actually like this. You see a lot of this online. For this amount of big blinds, playing 27 bigs effective. So with all this dead money in there, it's a late position open, 2 flats from button and small, just rips in the ace jack. Big fan of that from Keith. Really like to see that with the ace jack. Not fussed about putting it all in for that amount of big blinds after the action in front of him. Going to pick up some nice pot uncontested.
Pam Kearney comes to the table with 31,000. How many more ladies? I'm not too sure if there's many more ladies still in the building. To be fair, there wasn't that many played today. There'll be a few playing tomorrow. I actually think Pam's the last lady still in today. Rob Goldbaum's back in. Rob was on our feature this morning, wasn't he? Fist pumping every time one hand.
Yeah. He had the bag that was glued to the floor, didn't he? I remember.
I did, yeah, when he got eliminated, couldn't take his belongings with him.
So Ed's opening the ace-10 here under the gun, makes it 1.8, and looks like Greg wants to get involved in form of a 3-bet with a jack-8 suited. Obviously picked a good customer to do it against. Ed, competent player. Won't just be opening nutted range under the gun, and nice little pick up there from Greg with the jack-8 of diamonds.
Social media wise, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and Twitch. Facebook, YouTube and Twitch. You can watch the game evolving live. Twitter will have updates during the day. Most events on Facebook get posted out by PK.
Yeah, it'd be great for us as well, guys. If you are watching on YouTube or Twitch, if you watch on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Twitch, hit the follow button. And as long as you've got notifications set on, we'll send you a notification every time that we are live streaming. Never miss any of the action for any events.
New slots says you don't see many people wearing sunglasses anymore. When we first started, back in 2007, it was about 50-50. It's now 1% wearing sunglasses. 1%. The hats have gone, the baseball caps, the outfits have gone, the sunglasses have disappeared. A lot of people don't wear the headphones or listen to the music like they used to. The image has totally changed, and
It's weird though because like sunglasses, I don't really. Yeah, players might glance some different or glance at your chips when you go to them, but I find that most tells come from the neck and the hands. That's what I've always found. I think most tells have always come from the neck and the hands. No one wears scarves. No one wears gloves.
no. Frosty the Snowman does, but that's when he stood in the garden in December. You know, it's just.
It's coming, Tara. How quick's this year gone?
Somebody posted up earlier on, there's supposed to be a snow bomb arriving in October. What's that all about? As if that's ever going to happen.
So Johnny thinking about potentially heroing this one off after Andrew opened the 10-8 suited. Didn't choose to continue after flopping up and down. So to be honest with you, I know we're getting 4-1 on our money here. We're going to find it hard to make a call here as Johnny, but it looks like he's going to flick it in with the chips. Obviously flush draw does get there on the turn after Andrew calls the turn bet. He will have some flush draws in there, but Johnny, non-believer, sticks in the call with bottom pair. Was getting a very attractive price. Only need to be right around 20% of the time when we're getting 4-1 on our money.
What bubble up is all you need. You don't need a bubble. I can find yourself down the feet. To be free, change that. Just one big line and off it, that'll be it.
Bernie from Edinburgh up here in Scotland. We've got a old follow on Twitter. Bernie is the man. Andy's on Twitch. Old Bernie. We'll give him a follow back and we'll go on to Twitch and follow him on there as well.
Plays FIFA, I was just looking to.
Does he?
That's what he plays on Twitch.
Oh well, I'll give you the game. If you want to try and score 30 against me, it's not really hard. I'm not good. Too old now for all that FIFA malarkey on the Xbox and all that. PlayStation 1.
Oi, Pamela. Getting involved. Free bet with a force here. Facing under the gun open. And Johnny going to make the call. Getting this price. Is out of position. King 9-7. Two clubs. Flops the best of it. And action over to Pamela. And I really like this tower. I know we can see it's not going to work, but if we're free betting this hand and we get this particular flop, definitely want to be continuing at quite a high frequency. But Johnny can't go anywhere here. He's flopped top pair, so going to have to call and take a turn out of position. Which is the 7 of clubs. And Pamela just... Wow!
Oi, oi.
Look at this!
Go on, Pam!
Just a snap fold from the King Jack.
Awesome!
What a play! Just free bets the fours. It goes barrel, one all in. And gets Johnny off of top pair. Let's go, Pamela. More of the same, please. Wow. Weren't expecting that. That's great to see. Love to see it. Stuff like that. And just pure aggression from the lady in C9. She's not fussed about busting. Just puts Johnny to the test. And Greg going to open the 7s, UTG +1. And Andrew here with the ace king just makes the call. Oh no, free bet to 4k. He said 4 verbally as he put a 500 chip in, but obviously it's going to go as 4k at this level. And Ed has got the Cowboys on the button, and we're already aware last time Andrew free bet he had the aces, but I'm just seeing a 4-bet almost always here from Ed, especially against Andrew's particular stack size. He's playing 40 bigs just over, so we're going to be happy to get it in here as Ed versus Andrew. And there is the 4-bet from Ed here with the kings, and could potentially see Andrew just move in here with the ace-king and
get it in.
Ed
potentially. You know what's coming on the flop, get it in. Towers theory.
Yeah, but Andrew
we know it should be a subsection in your book when you write it. Towers theory.
So Andrew here with the ace-king. Just choosing to flat, and well-timed flat as well. Obviously thought, I'm getting this price, you know what, I'm going to see a flop, see if I can hit an ace or a king, and then get it in. But interesting to see how he's going to proceed on this board. Ed doesn't need to go too big. 5-6k is the size I'd like to see here, Tower, around that sort of remit, no bigger than that.
5.6 into 22.
Yeah, I love the size in here from Ed. Really good from him. No need to go too large, and just the discipline fold from Andrew.
Logs has not made it
Got
in the
away with
satellite. Taco Logan, saw him at the break. Nice to meet you, young man. Good luck with everything you do poker-wise. Lovely to see you. And if you make it back over into Edinburgh for the bounty later in the week, we'll see you then. If not, we'll see you the next time we appear in Edinburgh for a GUKPT. Good to see you, young man.
Cheers, Logs.
And all the best.
Mate. Bernie says, how's Edinburgh then, boys? I'm enjoying it. It's been good.
It's lovely. Went out last night. Where did we go?
You lot went out. Yeah, you lot did.
Dave took us into the middle of nowhere, somewhere near Motherwell. Somewhere. Yeah, we ended up somewhere. Whitburn, I think. Was it Whitburn? Somewhere like that, anyway. For a nice curry. Yeah. Ended up in Grassmarket for a couple, as you do. Very quiet, though.
Was it?
Very quiet. I think for the hospitality, I do think they need to change the rules sharpish regarding face coverings and walking around and not being able to stand at the bar and being told to sit down and we'll come over and take your drinks order and not get a drink for half an hour because they're busy and short-staffed. But Edinburgh is Edinburgh.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a stunning place.
Beautiful city.
You've had to wander around.
Yeah.
Been to the castle?
Yesterday, beautiful weather during the day, and ended up going up to Edinburgh Castle. Went up there. We were there for just walked round. We ended up walking up the hill. Was shattered when we got there.
The Royal Mile looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, we walked it. We did, and yeah, we got back and just had a nap at the hotel. But we had a really good day. We did up there, and it was we had a lot of fun.
Excellent. Yeah, we went miles away. Dave recommended a curry house that he frequented, and that he frequented, and he took us up. He come and picked us up, and obviously drove because we don't know where we're going. So Tynecastle, which is a Hearts and Midlothian ground. But yeah, it's I do feel for the hospitality sector up in Scotland. It's definitely suffering regarding not opening up like the rest of the UK has, which is a tad strange to say the least. But we always love coming up to Edinburgh, and it's always a great stop, and it's great to see a lot of the poker players. Like listening to Jimmy Eccles in the chat, or Eck, who's we're not seen for a long time, watching the streaming, and all the players we see up here. Spoke to Rob Franks. He's going to give me half a dozen golf courses that we should be playing in the next couple of years. Is there a satellite tomorrow? Yes, there is. There is a satellite tomorrow. No, sorry. Not a satellite tomorrow. The last satellite was tonight. 7 seats and a bit of change. tomorrow is main event day 1B and the turbo.
Interesting to see here if Stephen's going to continue telling his story. He should be on this turn tower. Glad to see this double barrel from Stephen here. Very good from him. He's turned more equity in forms of a flush draw after flopping the up and down, and the thing is, we're the razor here out the small. We're going to have stronger hands in our range than Greg, especially on the ace high board, and we've just got heaps of equity to make the best hand on the river, and there we go.
There, gets there.
And going to be hard to get paid from the particular holding that we're up against. But if Greg does have an ace here, a lot of the time he will be making the call, but just with a 10, going to be in a bit of a spot here. Greg with the 10-7. Like, got to think, what bluffs are we supposed to beat now on this particular river? A lot of the Broadway draws, like hands like that, now make a pair or a straight, and just comes to the correct decision. That's good poker, putting in money when you're in front and not losing a penny when you're behind.
Do we know how many entered the online day 1 yesterday? 12. 2 making it through. Jack Hardcastle is chip leader, and Paul Rigg has got 82,000. 160 was it? 150 something? And 82. 12 runners. Doesn't seem a lot, but it's... I thought it was a good turnout, 12. Are you allowed to spectate in the club? Yeah, I think so. We got told that face coverings were needed when you're walking around the casino. I have to admit, there's not many people wearing face coverings in the casino. The locals seem to be, but obviously there's a lot of out-of-towners here this week, and they don't seem to be wearing face coverings too often. As you can see on the poker table, there's only Andy Feenan. Nobody's ever going to question whether you want to or whether you don't want to wear the face covering. But all the dealers do. And it's obviously then up to the players whether they want to wear the face coverings or not. But nobody's ever going to say anything to you, whether you want to or not. It's completely your choice.
A lovely turn this from Greg, but no action for him.
Yeah. Sabre Eabas says, if you make day 1, can you play another day 1 to make a better stack and lose the other stack? No, not at all. Some events around the country and the world you can, but definitely not the GUKPT. It isn't to choose a stack, because they don't even do that at Goliath yet, do they? And Goliath will be the first place, I reckon, that you try it, but it's not something Grosvenor have ever done, a choose a stack tournament. So if you do play day 1 and make it through, you can't play a live day 1. And same as the opposite way, if you bust out, you can play another flight, because it's just a re-entry.
So Ed, on the fortunate end of Queens versus Aces, found a lady to keep his tournament alive, and now he's up over 70k. Going to open the A7 suited, and Greg is pounding on Ed. This is the second time he's come in for a light free bet, and Ed going to be getting sick of Greg, I can tell you that. And A7 suited here, action going to be back on Ed. Probably more inclined to peel this one than he was the Ace-10 off tower, just because it's suited here in this particular sense, and we're actually getting a little bit better price than before, but once again just folds, and Greg just going after Ed. I'm not sure why, but it's the second time he's just come in for the light free bet versus Ed's early position open.
Peter Mock on Facebook says, with the satellite shootout at Luton, does that mean you're only up against the people on your table? No. Maybe shootouts, we know shootouts as win your table and advance. No, it's start with 15,000, get to 150,000, which is 10x, and you win a seat. And as soon as you do that, the 150,000 is taken out of play, and the rest of your chips are handed round the table. So if you're 180,000, then the 30,000 will go in the to the other players around the table. But basically, the idea is to play, start with 15,000 and get to 150 as quickly as you can.
So Darren opening King Queen, and Andrew going to free bet the Ace Jack suited. And Darren will make the call and flops hard here on King Queen 6, top 2 for Darren. He's going to love that flop. And Andrew here going to continue with the Ace Jack of Hearts. Got good hand to continue with. It's King High. We got a Broadway draw, backdoor hearts there as well. And I think on all heart turns we want to be jamming as Andrew here, but whether it rolls off with a Queen of Hearts, that's actually an interesting heart turn. It's probably the one heart turn we don't want to be jamming on, because we can't credibly rep Queen X. A lot of the time we're not going to be continuing with our Queen X holdings. They're pretty clear checks, so I think that's the one heart that we don't have to jam on, and it does make the right decision to check behind. And after the board runs out like this, just going to be letting this one go. Darren, take your pick. Do you want Kings 4 or do you want Queens 4? Which one?
Steve Rivas says, question is all wanted to know, how do the deal with the pros work, like Trig and Swifty? Do they get a buy-in or do they have to pay for it? They're sponsored by Online. Grosvenor Online sponsor the players, and what they do, they'll get a budget for the year and decide when they want to play, and if they fancy flicking in 1 bullet, 2 bullet or 3 bullet, it just comes out of their little budget that they've got. And then they work it out down where they're going, obviously talk to each other on when they're going to play and who's turning up at the same time. So that's what will normally happen regarding the pros. They are sponsored by Grosvenor Online and not the live side of it. $102 have entered today, and we're down to 37.
So Pamela, star at the moment for me after that fours bluff. Big fan of that. And she just ran it. And going to raise here into Ed's big blind with the jacks. Legitimate holding this time. And Ed with position. Going to make the call for 2 big blinds more. So flop time.
Kingdom Street.
So Pamela coming in for a continue here. Not fussed about the 1 over card, just because it's there doesn't mean our opponent's going to have it. So bets her jacks and going to take that one down.
Hey Dave Fleming, 102 in the mix today, and we're down to 37.
Keith with the deuces in the cut-off here. Keith playing 32 bigs. Going to be opening this one. Makes it 3.5k. Entering 4x territory. And what's Darren going to do here against this open size with the Ace Jack? Just think we're probably just going to call. No need to free bet against this particular sizing. Keith maybe saw the small pair, thought, you know what, I don't want to see a flop, I'm going to go big here. I want to take it down pre, but the Ace Jack will make the call. It's a good flop as well. 6-4-4 rainbow. If we really want to think about this hand deeply as Keith as well, once we open that size, the big blind's going to have a whole lot less 4x here. Like, he's not going to have many 4x that defend against this particular opening size. So Keith may believe here that his deuces is just going to be the best hand a lot of the time, and 6x shouldn't really be out there too much either. But Darren, oh, I thought he was coming in for a donk there, but opted to check. And you see Darren reach for his chips there, Tower, and then check. That's a pretty common live tell that you see with a lot of recreational players. They'll go for their chips and then they'll check, and what that basically means a lot of the time is, I want to see a free card, I'm going to act like I'm going to bet, but I'm going to try and make you check behind. And that's basically what that was there from Darren. It's rarely strength when I see that, almost always weakness at the table. So if you guys watching, if you want to be playing live poker and you see someone do that, and you haven't got a hand, start applying pressure. Just start applying the pressure to him, because a lot of the time they're not going to have anything. It's just a very common live tell that I see a lot at the poker tables. And this one goes check, check, and the deuces. Keith are the best hand.
Deuces never loses. The deuces never loses. A quick wave. 30-30s going on at this moment in time, as you can see right there. Reading, Leicester and Blackpool. Blackpool started really steadily, as we had a couple of guys in the chat box saying it's maybe just a £400, it's just a little bit too high. And another 25-25s are coming back next year. We're starting Walsall, actually starting Walsall this year, but the 25-25s might just be a Blackpool thing. And might not be the 400 buy-ins, but Reading and Leicester numbers a lot better. 50,000 guarantee, £400 buy-in. Make your way through to Blackpool, Reading, or Leicester if you want to play. And down there across the board for weeks the 20th to the 24th of October, and then the 10th to the 14th of November are the final two lots of £400 buy-in 30-30s, 50,000 guarantee.
Something I will say about them 30-30s, running the same weekend as a GUKPT, it's always going to get less runners, because £400 buy-in is not too far away from the 750. So a lot of people may think, instead of going and play a local 30-30, I'm more intrigued of playing a GUKPT where the prize pool is going to be bigger.
We answered it, Bernie. Will you be able to watch close? Yeah, as long as you're not interfering with play. If he's on the feature table, you won't be able to stand behind his chair or stand close to, because obviously we've got two sets of cameras on either side of the table. So if he's on the feature, you won't be able to stand at the feature table, because you'll be blocking the cameras. And we want to see the action rather than your ugly mug. I'm only joking. But no. It's one of those. Obviously, if he's on the feature, then you'd either have to watch it on the 30-minute delay or just watch it from the outer remix of the room. But most of the time, you can get round if you want to sit and watch one of your pals doing his business. Sean Foxton announced was the entry, and £750, and Pokemon has answered that as well regarding sitting and watching your friends play.
So action folded to Ed in the cut-off. King 9 suited, going to open this one. Fold from Darren. Action on Johnny in the small blind. He's going to get out of the way. And Stephen here in the big blind looks like he wants to defend. He's got ace-5. And his head's up to the flop between these two. Looks like it's ace-high. So glad to see Stephen checking over to the aggressor here. Just want to be playing in flow. Times that we do flop top pair with an ace out the big blind. Don't want to be coming in for a donk lead. We want to give our opponent a chance to come in for their continuation bet. Need to understand they're going to be continuing ace high boards, higher frequency, like Ed has done here with King 9. There's 6 diamonds on the turn, and this is white flag territory for Ed. On this particular turn, on a lot of turns really, once we get called on the flop, should just be shutting down here. Looks like deuce on the river, and now Stephen going to try and get some value from his ace-x, maybe target some 9s through kings, maybe some 8x that might be in there, but on this occasion just can't get any action from Ed's particular holding. Shall we see what's going on the outer tables, Tower?
What's up?
Shall we have a little look?
Have we got one?
Here we are.
Who's this? Oi, oi.
Robbie Ball.
There's Robbie. Big Robbie. What a massive resume underneath of Robbie Ball. I think he's a GUKPT winner.
There is Kelly.
There's Mr. K, the special K himself. Don't know why he's got the coat on. Flipping it's the warmest card room we've ever been in.
Maybe he just popped outside quick.
Maybe he's
got
just
back
naked
in.
underneath it and he can't take his coat off.
But there's Kelly going nicely. Who we got over here? Terry Jordan
Whoa,
in
hang on a minute.
Edinburgh.
When did he turn up?
He's made an appearance.
Oi, oi.
There he is, Terry Jordan. Weren't in Leeds, but he's here in Edinburgh.
Welcome to Edinburgh, Terry. He'll be having a lovely show with the guys. He's on Triggs table, that's why.
As well.
He's on Triggs table, that's why. The locals won't know how Terry plays.
Trig looks like he's chipped up nicely. Oh, we got an all-in over here, Tower. Ace King.
Get to the table, we see an ace king.
That's Paul McTaggart's Ace King, and Tommy Lee's got the pocket eights. Oh, top set for Tommy Lee.
That's a flush draw.
And that is needs a spade.
Yeah.
So we're out. Paul McTaggart out the
No
door.
way.
We just got to catch that one.
Oh, nice one.
And Tommy Lee busting Paul McTaggart. Nice little bit of action on the out tables there.
Go. Tommy Lee taking out Paul McTaggart. Oi, oi.
Great little pan.
Tommy Lee building round. So a nice pan of the outer tables as we are heading towards the last level of the night.
Yeah, really nice feature that. I love that. Having a little look what's going on outside of our feature table.
Oh,
Yeah, Nate Bolton.
I see.
No, there's not growth under there, so we can't wait for just going to reopen again. Go to be back in there.
No, I am very happy.
Good luck to Rob and everybody else.
But I don't know if Andrew's happy that you've got it. Are you then? No. Oh, no, that's not the attitude. Is it cash now?
Keith's turn to open the King Jack suited. Makes it 3x, 2.4 hit. And Stephen going to flat the Ace Jack on the button. Heads up action between Keith and Stephen. Keith with a better lead, Stephen with position and the best hand. Should get one bet out of his opponent as well. Like to see Keith continue this board. We got backdoor royal here. Just got king high. It is an ace 8-9 flop. This guy as the burn cards just caught the flop box. That's all that is. So deuce of hearts was the burn card and turn. So Keith just giving up here after he's been called on the flop, and should see a quick check fold here from Keith. Unaware of what the turn is at the moment. We're working with an ace 8-9 flop. Not sure what the turn was, but not too many cards. It's going to keep Keith interested after that flop. So we have got 7 minutes left on the clock, and we will head into the last level of day 1-8 here in Edinburgh. Should mention as well, guys, everyone tuned in this evening, if you haven't heard already, where have you been? Haymaker Series, 7 tournaments, 1 already been played last night, 3 rolls. We had 1,300 runners yesterday evening in the free roll, and if you do win one of our 7 free rolls, you're going to get an invite to the grand final. Yes. There's an 8-man sit and go, David Hay and 6 other opponents. Yes. If you do win one of those free rolls, £20,000 added in that.
I think it's £400 to the winner on the night.
Yeah, on the free roll
on
as well.
Free roll.
Yeah, you win £400 and you get your invite to the grand final as well.
Absolutely.
The turnout we had would just exceed the expectations yesterday. 1,300 runners, great effort from everyone that played that one, and it would be great as well if we did get one of our live stream viewers, regulars, to bink a seat for the sit and go. Next one is on the 13th of October, and then they are running, I believe, every Wednesday from that. We've got 6 more seats up for grabs, 1 already taken, well I should say 2 because David Hay's going to be there obviously, but 6 more seats left in that 8-man sit and go, and it's going to be great, live streamed as well, but keep your eyes peeled for that one. All information, if you want information about that, is on our Grosvenor Poker website. As we pick up on the Jack of Diamonds turn. And Darren going to come in for another street of value here with his top bet after turning a gut shot to go with it. And Pamela, who called with her gut shot backdoor flush draw on the flop, has turned middle pair to go with her gut shot. And looks like she is going to make the call from the way she's posturing here. But no, makes a good fold, good discipline lay down. Definitely a hand as Darren that we can be checking on the turn. Definitely can incorporate that one in our check back range after we turn a gut shot to go with our top pair. Not really too many bad rivers for us. And deception factor as well. Sometimes induce and bluffs from our opponents on rivers. Maybe get paid lighter on rivers as well when we do come in for a river value bet. Thank you.
That's all right, son.
I wondered where one of our viewers was today.
What's happening?
The old dear, I forgot she's not been tuned in.
No way!
She's away, she's just messaged me.
Where's
Said,
she gone?
say hello to Tower for me, she'll try and tune in tomorrow. She's just gone down to the coast, Great Yarmouth, with the old man, I think, so. She said, say hello to Tower.
Hello, Mum.
She didn't say hello to me, but.
Off to Great Yarmouth.
Yeah. Now that is a small card room if you've ever been in the Grosvenor at Great Yarmouth.
Is that where
I bet,
you
yeah.
did your Liam Gallagher impression walking on the beach?
Yeah, it was. It was. God, how do you remember that? That was good 3 years ago, that.
You've had some courts in your time, you haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
Liam Gallagher, John Watson, what's next? We are nearly on the final level of the day. A couple of minutes to go until the end of the, it's like 3 minutes 49 seconds, as you can see in the top left hand corner of this session, of this level.
We've got Stephen making it 1.9. Raise and take.
What was coming out there?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was that weren't on the menu a couple of hours ago. But it's been a steady first day here in Edinburgh. Thanks to everyone that has been tuned in throughout.
103 runners. Prize pool to be increased as Terry Jordan re-enters and re-enters again, no doubt. Flicking it in. Every chip will be on offer for every hand he plays.
He loves the old TJ. The thing is about Terry as well, like we always say, he has a lot of bullets, he plays a lot of hands, he's a loose player, but he does take it in very good spirit as well. He's fine, he's happy to bust and get back in. Always polite at the table, which is something I should mention about him. Stephen opens to 1.9 with the Queen Jack, and Darren easy defend with a suited Ace-9. Nice little flop for him on King 5-3 all spades. Wants to be checking this one over to his opponent though. And Darren going to come in for a donk here with the nut flush draw, and going to work because Stephen with Queen High Can't really do much here, but just let this one go. It's probably in his head. You think, thank you for donk leading into us. We're going to see bet this king high board. You've saved us 3k.
21 ounce, can you pay your buying using a bank card at the casino, or is it just cash? No, you can use a debit card. You can't use a credit card. It has to be a debit card. Late reg closes. Well, you can buy in all day, Jamie White. Late reg is until the final number of hands of the night. Not too many buy-ins from here on day one here being after like 7 p.m, but there are a couple. There are a couple on 103. Late reg is open all day, and then you can buy into day 2 direct if you want to for 17 bigs just before play starts on Saturday. Oi oi Vicky, the last winner of Joker's Wild, the only winner of Joker's Wild where the towel was dressed as a clown. Oh no, it was the Joker. Felt like a clown. Won a £400 ticket for the 30-30 last night in Blackpool. I'm guessing you're playing tomorrow. Good luck when you do. Good luck when you do go and play Blackpool.
Well done, Vicky.
Well done, Vicky. Great news. And even better news is that Joker's Wild is back next year during Goliath. We don't know when, we don't know what day, we don't know the buy-in, but what we do know is that it's definitely on.
So saw Greg going after Ed a bit earlier on in this session, but Ed comes straight back at him. 3-bets Greg this time, but Ed with a legitimate holding in the form of ladies, and Greg just can't do much but let go of the King Jack off.
Yes, Vicky is playing tomorrow.
Yeah. Good luck, Vicky. Sending the run good vibes over your
Absolutely.
way.
Don't forget, while you're playing the 30-30, you can always tune in and watch the live stream. Let us know how you're getting on.
Don't they chuck it up on the telly in Blackpool sometimes?
They used to, yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing now that the tournaments are coming back, then they could do it again. Just ask John behind the cash desk and said, "Excuse me, can we watch the live stream?"
Keep it clean, hippie chick. In the chat.
Yeah, that drink, to be fair, shouldn't be on the table. Johnny Gray with his bottle of water on the table. Not a lot we can do about it because we're 30 minutes behind, so he might have drunk it by now. Yeah, if you want to watch the live stream and they've got a spare monitor, just ask them to flick it on. Plenty of ways to watch it. You're watching on Facebook, you can watch it on YouTube, and you can also watch it on Twitch, as you can see. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook and Twitter. All the action and all social media related posts on social.
So Darren over into 2k. Blinds now up. We're into the last level of the day. See the clock top left of your screen shortly. 57 minutes. And whoever gets the end of this level will be finding a bag.
Weren't there a song called Hippie Chick? Sure there were.
Soho, song by Soho.
There you go. I knew that.
Oh no.
This is it.
Oh no, here it comes.
This was Hippie Chick. This was done in the 90s, I think. Oh, yes. Come on. Yes, know it all now. Hippie Chick. I know that bit. Do you know what? I've been racking my brains thinking, what's that? Hippie Chick, baby. Yes. Great song by Soho back in the day. Somebody tell me what year it was. I have no idea.
2010.
No, no chance. The 90s. Definitely the 90s.
I went with that when it was uploaded.
No, definitely the 90s. Their release date 1990.
There you are.
There you go. What a great tune.
You should see him on a night out, Hippie Chick, if you love him dancing, honestly. Never a dull moment on a night out with this man. So just Andrew in his last 7k, raising it up, blind on blind with an ace. Gets it through, up to 9 bigs now, still in the mix. We'll be looking to find a spot to find a double though in the next hour.
Absolutely. If you are coming over and Edinburgh is on your horizon, that is the state of play where we're at, and what is left of this main event. Tomorrow is literally day B and C, the main event, and then the turbo tomorrow night at 9. The turbo's on 20-minute clock. Day 2 on Saturday starts at 12 and the bounty starts at 4. And then final day is on Sunday. We can have a little bit of a punch with the players to the left. Yes, indeed.
Live stream free roll as well on the Sunday.
Yes.
Free money. We all like free money.
Oh, we do. Oh, yes, we do.
Stephen opening the hijack ace-6 off. And Greg just going for it this session. Playing very, very well. His timing has been impeccable. Every time he's 3-bet bluffed, his opponent's been light. Just good read on the situation all round. Mr. All-In Glasses will not be all in today.
Then you'll reassess. Rebuy. Rebuy for the last 50 minutes. All the way up to the end of
Johnny with the aces under the gun +1.
Oh, the boots.
Look at that little click. Oh, I'm not interested. Back on my phone. And that's Stephen here, ace queen of clubs. Can proceed in the form of a flat or a 3-bet. Looks like he opts for the latter. Looks like quite a chunky 3-bet as well, Tower. Oh no, thought there was 2 yellows in there, just the one. 3-bet to 7.6k, sizing perfectly fine. And action back on Johnny here, who's got the boots, and now this is what I like to see, mixing it up. Just flats the aces here, keeps his range wide. Just gonna try and go for the lot. Risk versus reward factor. Could potentially win a big pot, and gonna love that flop with the pocket aces here. Is Johnny. He's got backdoor nut flush draw, and no chance, maybe some 7s in there, but Stephen just not going to have a 7 here in a 3-bet pot. Early position versus early position, so still just going to have the best hand almost always here is Johnny with the aces. Just wants to continue the trap. Oh, he doesn't want to continue the trap. He comes in for a raise. maybe thinks that Stephen's going to be weighted to 10 plus and just happy to get it in here versus these type of holdings, and gets the ace queen out of there. But definitely earned a little extra, 7k that hand. If he did 4-bet, I think we would have seen the ace queen fold. So the flat definitely earned him a little few extra chips in that particular scenario. But I think we want to just be flat in there on the flop, keep some bluffs in there for our opponent. The times he has got them ace high, king high holdings, we got him drawing dead to runners. The times he's got pocket pairs, he's only got 2 outs.
Alright, who are we moving?
Darren's on the move.
Darren Waller has gone.
Darren Waller
Moving
is out of here.
tables to balance the books around the room. Yeah, I remember going clubbing them were the days, you know. I remember getting kicked out at 2 o'clock because things closed. You won't. You won't have a clue. Last orders got wrong, lights came on, silly last dance came on, everybody left.
Last dance.
Yeah, what's all about?
To be honest, Tal, you'd probably like it clubbing nowadays. You got all the songs from the 80s, 70s, they're just sped up a little bit, to be honest with you.
That's true.
You'd probably enjoy it.
When you start singing, it's like, how do you know this one? Because this was out when I was a kid.
So Greg opening the A6 EP. Definitely a bit on the loose side, but I think Greg thinks he's got a nice foothold on this table that he's willing to open a bit lighter. But Pamela just comes straight in with the kings.
The 10 to 2s. Oh dear. Oh, Gary McGaffney, the 10 to 2s, you're not wrong.
I'm oblivious to what that means, but it's tickle tower, whatever you said, Gary.
Hey. So the last level of the day. Last level of the day. It's been another great day on GUKPT circuit. Edinburgh has delivered on day 1A over 100 runners.
He's got Ed opening the button, Queen 9 suited, want to be opening this one. And Stephen, lovely hand to defend here in the big blind.
One more level of play. 103 have played so far. There are 34 players left.
So flop with 10, 7, 5, 2 spades. Ed choosing not to continue this one, which is fine. Definitely a connecting board. There's going to be a lot of gut shots, flush draws, pairs that our opponent can have in the big that will call our C-bet. So pops to check this one back. Picks up an up and down here on the turn though. Plays with a bet of 3,000. Get 3 to 1 on his money and position. Can potentially rep some spades on rivers as well. It does roll off a spade. I expect Ed to call here, Tower, and there is the call. If Ed is calling here and it does roll off a spade on the river and it's checked over to us, I'd really like to see him come in for a bluff. But river is the 8 of diamonds and this isn't a river where we're going to be bluffing too often as Ed. It's just one of them we're going to get snapped off a lot of the time. It's hard for us to rep a 10 after we check back the flop. We're not going to come in for a value bet with a 7, so our only real holdings that we're supposed to be repping here are maybe some check back flush draws on the flop and 8x. So I think that Ed's just going to give up with this one. I think he'll realise that he's going to get called too often in this particular spot the way the hand's played, but he is going to come in for a bluff and looks like he's gone big. And 7k. And this is going to get looked up. It's just always going to get looked up the way this hand's played. And Ed amongst the Queen 9 and Jack 10 for Stephen is good.
But Barry Neville, you're the star. He used to work the door at Roxy's in Sheffield. He actually kicked me out once, and I didn't even know it was him. I didn't know him 25 years
I
ago.
just read what he said.
That's a 10 to 2.
Barry Neville. Oh, is that what a 10 to 2? Okay, I understand now.
That's a 10 to 2. Oh,
The
Barry.
pennies dropped. The pennies dropped.
Oh, great. Good to see you soon, Barry. I think we'll have to come to the Dogs for a night out at Owlerton Stadium. You'll have to sort it out for me. I'll let you know. I'll be in touch. I'll be in touch for a night out at the Dogs. About time we got back to go in there again. Now we can. Now we can. The 9 of clubs is back after a long layoff.
Taking a little nap for a couple of hours. Got his out in force on the flop. What was it? Second session of the day?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just a continuation bet there from
Yeah,
Johnny.
I'll be in touch, Barry, about going to Allerton Stadium. Great night out. I don't know if you've ever been to greyhound racing.
Oh yeah, I used to go all the time when I was a kid. Used to go Walthamstow, one of the best tracks around.
Great,
Before,
really good.
yeah, before it got.
There's a casino next to the dog track in Sheffield, the Napoleon's Casino. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Whenever suits, we'll try and sort something out. Whatever night is good, get old Trig involved. I'm sure he'd run the book if he could on the rail down at the Dogs. Yeah, we'll sort something out, Barry. Definitely before Christmas. Definitely before Christmas, pal. We'll have a Dogs night out. It's a great night out. Walthamstow, eh?
Yeah, I used to go when I think it was when the old man and the old dear, when they were late 20s, used to have a tiff. The old man used to take us over to Walthamstow for the night.
I'm taking kids out. Where are you taking them? We're going gambling.
Yeah, and I remember I used to have a pound forecast. The old man used to put on for me 3 and 2 and reverse forecast. I used to do it every race, and that was my bet every race. 3 and 2 reverse forecast, a pound.
You know when you're watching the live stream on Facebook and Twitter and all that, does it still come up with the subtitles?
It does on Facebook.
Does it? And I think it does on YouTube as well. It's a great addition. It really is a great addition. Yeah, East 17. That's correct. That's why they're called East 17. This East 17 was the postcode of where all the 4 lads came from. East 17.
No, not for me, Scott. Long time ago, even for me.
Winnie the Animal says, have you read the subtitles? No, I haven't. I haven't actually seen the subtitles. Maybe they don't understand Yorkshire. Now then, me old Chuck, how's that doing?
Boovie hit the nail on the head earlier. You just miss out words. Like you say a sentence, and you just miss out a word for no reason at all.
It's Yorkshire. It's Yorkshire. We like to shorten things. The final level of the night, finishing round about 25 past 12. Certain number of hands, always delta at the end.
King 10 suited. This is one Ed wants to be opening under the gun. Makes it 2k. And Andrew finally gets his last 5.5 bigs in. Ed's going to call this off and going to be in great shape to bust Andrew. Andrew drawing 3 outs. Going to need to find a jack here. Been nursing that small stack since he got unlucky against Ed. And in another spot shortly after, but going to be heading out here back end of the day unless he can find a jack. But that's changed things a little. Looking for an 8 or a king now. Jack no good because it would give the king 10 a straight. Oh, that's a good card as well. Picked up some clubs, needing king 8 or club to survive. and it's the 9 of spades, so we are going to lose Andy Feenan from the tournament. I'm sure we'll see him have another entry at some point tomorrow. He was very unlucky this session, lost a big all-in pre against the man that just knocked him out. Ed Swales had aces against the Queen of Ed. Ed's tournament life at stake, and it come a queen in the window. So Greg, definitely been table captain this session, been opening lots of different hands, been free betting a lot of different hands, got the chips to do it. Jack 5 suited, hand he's opening this time. And Ed in the big blind defends with the ace 9, and Greg going to come in for 1 bet here. Expect this going to be 1 bet, give up. Just Jack high, bet 1.5. Ed with ace 9. We'll have the best hand here some of the time versus cut-off opening range, but Greg, good aggressive player, so just lets that one go. Can't fault him for that. Not going to be able to face barrels on later street with our particular hand there.
Absolutely, Barry. Now look how much times have changed with the game. All three on the back row with the phones on. Used to have a chat and a laugh years ago. Still see that little clip every now and again of you singing with Dave Colclough. Ain't no stopping us now, we're on the move. When the TV table was on Channel 4 back in the day. You, Ian Nelson, Dave Colclough having a good old chat and a laugh. We do still get quite chatty tables, to be fair, every now and again. Incoming. What's happening now? Got some more players coming through.
Kellett's just won a big one on the outer table. We see him stacking them up.
Has
there.
he?
Jack 9-7, 2 heart flop, complete whiff for Greg, who was the opener. Greg really putting his foot down this back end of the day, coming in for all sorts of opens here. Ace 4 off in the hijack. A lot of the time, the book will tell you to fold this one, but Greg just opening and applying pressure to everybody. And it looks like he's caught a pair on the turn. Is that 4? It's a 5. I'd be surprised if Greg lined up another barrel here, but the way he's playing, yeah, I was just about to say, the way he's playing, it wouldn't surprise me. Just going full aggression here, not fussed about equity, not fussed about opponent's range, just applying pressure.
Best interview ever, Barry. We've used it on numerous occasions because it was the funniest thing anybody's ever heard.
Johnny making a good decision here, finds the call with just a 9 on the turn, and the Queen of Diamonds on the river. And is Greg going to unload the clip? That is the question. Has he got the 3rd barrel in him here? A quick look back at his hand. He knows this is never going to be good at showdown. Like, the only hands we're beating here are like some King 4 of hearts, King 6 of hearts, hands like that. So interested to see where he's going to fire.
He has give up.
Shows the ace high,
yeah,
and the 9 for a spades is the best hand. And Greg probably thinking, oh, should have unloaded, but got to be wary. Backdoor diamonds getting there, Jack X of diamonds and 7X of diamonds, definitely a thing. As well as that, got to be thinking about what our opponent's calling us with 2 streets.
It is one of the best 2 lines of any interview I've ever heard. And I was there. So Barry, you just won £47,000. What are you going to do with it? Well, you know, I owe a few people money. I'm just going to pay off some debts. And what are you going to do with the rest? Oh, they'll have to wait.
That's got to be the best interview line.
The best.
One of the best.
Back in the day when Channel 4, Dougie. In fact, Dougie was from Scotland, wasn't he? The main presenter. Oh, Dougie was from Scotland. He was indeed.
Well, they'll have to wait.
Yeah.
What a line.
Absolute classic Barry Neville.
You've done some funny interviews in your time, haven't you, Tower? What about the one with, I can't even remember who it was you're interviewing, and you go, well, thanks from Ali Malou, and he goes, well, one problem, Tower, I'm not Ali Malou.
Oh, that was one of the absolute legends in poker, that much missed friend, Marty Wilson.
Marty Wilson, that's
Absolute
right.
legend, that was in Stoke. So good. Just one thing, Marty. What's the matter? I'm not Ali Malone. Oh, cut! What an absolute pearl, Marty Wilson. Miss his stories, I tell you. Miss his stories. One of the best things. We went for a drink in Sheffield with him, and they just fetched out the JD honey. And we'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
And he always used to try the beers. Can I just try a little bit of that beer? Can I just try a little bit of that? So he'd had 6 drinks before he'd even started. Oh, I'll just try that one. We saw the JD honey, and the woman behind the bar, she got used to us for being there 3 or 4 days. And she's like, oh, have you seen that? I said, what's that? She says, JD honey, I'd never had it before. He says, can I just try it? Can I just try a little bit? So she pulls him a little bit of JD honey, and he sips it, and he went, can I just try a little bit of Coke with it as well? And she's like, what? How did you put it?
Brilliant.
Oh, I tell you what.
Johnny, 10-6 of hearts, getting a bit out of line here versus Ed, who's opened the jacks in the hijack and has a little quick count of his stack. Big hand here for Ed. Obviously, got to be wary about hands that Johnny's free betting. Yes, we're behind aces, kings, and queens, but this day and age in poker, when someone free bets, it's not just aces, kings, and queens and ace king. There can be a whole host of hands in there, as we can see in this particular occasion. Johnny incorporating the 10-6 of hearts into his free bet bluff range.
Here's Jack 9. Nice flop.
Yeah, and Ed's going to get some chips here, Tower, because Johnny going to be continuing this one with just 10 high. Got to come in for 1 bet here. We're going to free bet this hand and we get this particular board. Yes, it's terrible for our hand, but for our range, it's a pretty good board. So
yeah, definitely repping the ears.
Yeah, want to come in for one continue, and I think after Ed calls, we're just going to be shut down central. No need. We can find better spots. We've still got 72k. Don't need to go blasting off with just 10 high. Yes, it is a better board for our range, but after we get called once here from Ed, be very surprised if we saw Johnny continue barreling at this one. Has picked up a Broadway draw on the King of Hearts turn. I just can't see Johnny spewing off here. There's no need. Back end of the day, yeah, fine to free bet it, I guess. The 10-6 of hearts if we want to play this hand, come in for the free bet. But then once our continue gets called, just fine to shut down. We can find better spots throughout the day. If we do want to start barreling this card, it's better to have a hand with like clubs in it, so we've got equity to get there on the river, or maybe a hand that's got a pair and a gut shot. So really big fan of his decision not to just go blasting here. And 4 of spades on the river, so Ed with the best of it here, set of jacks, he's going to just feel so comfortable here that his hand is the best. He's got to think what hands he's trying to get called by here. Ace queen would probably check this turn. Ace 10, that chose the free bet, maybe some king queen in there, but a lot of the time Ed should be aware Johnny's probably going to continue all his 2 pair plus on the turn, so if we're Ed here, wouldn't mind seeing him go fairly small size, not too large. Got to think about what hands Johnny's going to check back on the turn, and a lot of the time it's always one pair hands. I know he's just got 10 high on this particular occasion, but if we're Ed, I don't want to see him go too large, no more than half pot. It looks like he's opted for half, if that's 12k. Well, 17, he opted to size up a little bit more, maybe put some ace-x in a tough spot like ace-queen, ace-10. But nice from Johnny there to check turn. A lot of players can think, oh, I've just got 10 high, this is really good for my range, I'm just going to start running it here, but just put the brakes on, and it's very important to understand when you got to throw the brakes on.
Yeah, nice one, buddy. All the best. We'll see you over the weekend, and definitely sort out a night of the dogs in Sheffield's Alton Stadium before Christmas.
Cheers, Barry.
Out of curiosity, says Ivy, why was Southampton venue changed to Portsmouth? Don't know. We were given the news that Southampton had been changed to Portsmouth for their 30-30. Don't know what the reason was at all, no idea. But they changed venue. So we advertise what it is.
So Keith working with 28 bigs. Well, opts to open 3x, and this is the problem. We want Tony in there with his 8-7. We want him in with that hand. Just come in for a click or a little bit more. It's great for us when the big blind starts defending. When we've got a lion's share of the equity, we want those in with them hands. Yeah, they're going to outflop us some of the time, but more often than not, they're not. So we want to start getting value from that range. Yeah, at the start of the day, when the blinds are tiny, we'll see more 3x opens. But when stacks start to shallow, much prefer just seeing a min click or slightly more. Ace-3 suited for Pamela, under the gun. Wouldn't mind seeing her open this one. Some players may elect to fold it, but definitely going to be on my opening list. Suited ace under the gun, need to incorporate some of these in as opens. Makes it 3k, also opts for 3x. And Dan with the King 7 hearts not getting involved. Everyone folds around. And action on Keith, who's not going to defend the 5-3.
So 103 is the number of the runners for today. 77 entries, 26 re-entries, and it's looking like 28, 29, 30. Or I think 30 are left in the room. Start again tomorrow from 12:30 on the live stream. Turbo starts at 9 PM tomorrow. We know the leg of Edinburgh will not be as mad as Leeds and Coventry because it's just a main event and not a full festival. But it'll still be busy.
Yeah, at least we'll get some sort of gauge at some point tomorrow what numbers we're going to hit. Be great if we could exceed 300. That would be amazing after all the talk of how small this leg's going to be.
Yeah. There's already 35 bought in for tomorrow, so it is going to be a busy one.
So Pamela defending the Jack 4 here after Stephen opening the Queen Jack, and going to get some action is Stephen. Both players flopping top pair. I like Pamela's choice to check this over though. I want to be checking this over to the aggressor. Just want to be check calling our hand here as Pamela. No need to raise. It looks like she is going to raise. I'll find out where we are. Taking it back old school. These is one of the spots. One, you want to keep opponents' bluffs in. Two, they've also got a stronger range of hands than us. And it was find out where we are from Pamela there. To be honest with you, she might have lost minimum playing it in that particular way. Rather than calling two streets, she probably saved a couple of K.
And about half an hour to go till the end of the day. And another great day. Southampton. So with 3-bet pre, Ed and Pamela just gets out of the way with a 9-7. Less than half an hour to go. A certain number of hands will be drawn. We've got, yet again, we asked the question, the guys are watching, and we now know the answer. Southampton, at this moment in time, aren't offering comps. It is just cash in the pit. So that's why it's been moved from Southampton. However, the club could be relocating in 2023 with the chance of becoming a GUKPT venue.
Wow.
Exactly. And that's what I said when I read it. So look, basically, Southampton aren't offering tournaments anymore. It's just cash. And they will be relocating in 23/24 with the GUKPT a very big possibility of hitting the south coast.
And speaking of cash games going on throughout the clubs, don't forget about the bad beat jackpot as well.
200,000
And 15,000 now. £215,000 now. Is that?
Hey, anybody want quad 3? Is it quad 3s now then?
I'm not sure. I know it was
Yeah,
quad 4s. Yeah,
it's
it is
quad
quad 3s.
threes
There,
now.
yeah, there you are.
Somebody's got to win it tonight
Yes.
while we're live. Somebody
Imagine.
win it this weekend,
Yeah,
like when we're live on air.
live weekend, yeah.
£215,000 bad beat jackpot, and then the next one will start at 100,000.
So if there's-
Boom, shakalaka.
If there's any ever initiative to
Let
play
me
cash
tell you.
games when you don't play cash, that is one. If you're sat at a table, you don't even need to be in the same club. You
Nope.
can be in a different part of the country and get a
Yeah,
share.
You get a share if you sat down playing cash, registered at the table. And don't forget, you can register your interest on the Poker Live app as well. That would be amazing. It's only in cash games between 6 and 6 during the afternoon and evening, early morning. 12 hours of action in the cash. It's a shame it has to be a cash table. Imagine it going in a comp, a bad beat jackpot in a competition. You take home more than the winner does. But all cash games, 6 till 6 in the clubs. £215,000 bad beat jackpot up for grabs. Quad 3s or better to be beaten. Imagine all the table when it's kings against sixes and you're shouting for the six or the king. King!
Stephen raising take with the ace queen.
Zacabello is on the bubble of the 30/30 satellite online.
Good luck.
Good luck. Very stressful. Good luck. The satellites for the 30/30 is definitely the best way to get into play poker. Satellited into these 30/30s. Good luck, everybody. If you are in with a chance of winning a 30/30 seat.
And there's satellites running on the Grosvenor client, everyone for all sorts. You've got GUKPT mains, you've got 30/30s, mini mains on there as well.
Yep.
All can be found on the Grosvenor client. There's free rolls running every day, Monday to Saturday, £50 free rolls, and then there is a £200 free roll every Sunday as well. There's rate races going on for cash game players. There's just countless promotions that the guys are putting on for everyone on the client. So if you haven't got it downloaded or you're not involved, make sure you get it downloaded, because a lot of giveaways and great promotions coming up from the team. So Ed, after opening the King 8 of diamonds, flopping nut flush draw. Probably a turn card that we're going to see Ed check quite a high frequency here. Once this ace pairs, we're not getting any folds from Jack X, we're not getting any folds from Ace X, so we just start targeting 6X. As well as that, we want to keep the dominated flush draws in, so we don't want to fold them out, but looks like Ed is going to barrel here. So this bet, unless he goes very big, only really targets the 6X in Stephen's range out of the big blind. We're never getting a jack to fold after this ace turn. We're not getting an ace to fold, and obviously some smaller flush draws might fold that we might want in here. So quite surprised to see Ed double barrel this one, but obviously will have his reasons for that. And there's the reason, I guess. Just find the flush on the river. 7 of diamonds. Ed is going to love that river, especially because Stephen can still have an ace in this spot. So if I am Ed here, I don't actually mind seeing him go large in this particular scenario. Bit different from the last one. We can definitely size up and try and get the most value out of an ace here. Obviously flush gets there as well. There's inferior flushes on this river, and looks like he's gone 13. Yeah, 13k into 18, so opted with just south of 2/3, and we're in a really tough spot here now as Stephen lets the king jack go, but good there from Stephen. Didn't put a penny in when he was behind, put the chips in when he was in front. Good poker.
What's your name in the satellite, Zachabello? I've just pulled it up and the Dingadonga is playing. There's 4 left, the Dingadonga is in. That's brilliant. Big hooligan. That's Josh. That's Josh Musson, the big hooligan from Blackpool. He'll be trying to win himself a seat for Blackpool's 30-30.
Oh, he's the Dingadonga.
He's the Dingadonga. We're now rooting for you, man. You're the best, the Dingadonga. I love it. And if you are playing in the bad beats and playing some cash around the country, 30% goes to the loser out of the hand, 15% to the winner, 55% is split equally all over the national, the No Limit games that are playing in any Grosvenor in the country. Both players must use both old cards, and it's between 6 and 6.
Can you imagine playing on a Monday night at 5 in the morning, early Tuesday, when there's only going to be some cash tables running in certain clubs, and it goes then? What, and you get 55% chopped up between all of them?
You get a bigger chunk. Wow, absolutely. So brilliant stuff. So the Dingadonga, we're rooting for the Dingadonga because it's the best name on the table by a mile. 4 left, 3 seats and 100 quid for 4th. Josh Musson, the big hooligan, is chip leader with 4 left. Keep his eye on that while we're down to the last 20 minutes. 103 have played. Oh, Dan and Waller moved tables. Dan and Waller walked out the door.
Oh.
Terry Jordan has had 2 re-entries. Andy Feenan has been eliminated. Robert Goldbaum again has been eliminated. We saw Paul McTaggart depart and win the last pan.
Stephen here, ace queen suited, making it 2.3, and Tony easy defend here with the suited king facing button open.
Can't even have to see it's nearly 10 to 2.
That's what you call an above average flop for Stephen. Snap checks this one behind. 9 of diamonds on the turn, so actually could get some action now. Tony picking up second nut flush draw here with his king 3 suited. Interesting whether he's going to come out firing here. Definitely can. Our opponents check back the flop. May put him on hands like ace high, maybe some pocket pairs or 3s through 7, 3s through 8s. 10s and jacks could be in there as well. But a lot of the time, from Tony's perspective, it's going to look like Stephen's got like an ace high hand that he's trying to get to showdown with. I know we can see in this particular scenario he's working with trips, but from Tony's perspective, that's going to be what it looks like a lot of the time, and interesting to see if he comes in and follows through with the double barrel here, especially on this club river. A lot of the time you should expect Stephen to be continuing here with his flush draws, so unlikely that he is going to have clubs here. We will have a whole lot of Queen X in the big blind, so I wouldn't actually mind seeing Tony come in for a double barrel here. I'd actually really like it, just versus the range of hands it looks like Stephen's supposed to have here. We're going to get snapped off, and we can see that, but trying to look at this from a perspective of not seeing the whole cards and ranges. I actually really like the lead here from Tony. If he does come in for it, I know he's going to do chips and he's going to get snapped off by ace queen, but from the whole range perspective, I'd really like to see it, and there is the bet, and it's just a nice bet from Tony over the long run. He gets snapped off by ace queen, as I said. It was always going to happen, but I really do like the line there from the king three of diamonds. I like it a lot, got a lot of time for that. Unfortunately, we just ran into one of the hands that is going to trap check on the flop. But,
the dingadonga's all in.
Still credit to Tony.
Yes, called. 10s against 8-9. Yes, the dingadonga. Go on, lad.
Every time you say that.
The dingadonga's chip leader. We've got an all in. The money's going to Piebird. The 3 other people have got seats in the 30-30.
The button should just flat here, Tower.
Yes, it should.
Oh,
what are you
no,
folding
it
for?
folded.
What are you folding on the button for? What's that all about?
It doesn't matter. Dinga donga.
Dinga donga.
Enjoy your seat.
No!
Oh, no!
Get rivered. Back in the game.
King on the river.
That was Zoology's fault for folding.
With the queen deuce off, probably.
Oh, well. We'll keep an eye on it for the dingadonga as he's trying for a seat in the 30-30 satellites live. Now, call. Yep. Yes. Now check. Check it all the way down. Check it again. Check it again. Does he win the seat? No! He trebles up again.
I'm just going to I'll leave
to the
Tower to
table.
that, because
We'll leave that, could be going on for 3 hours.
We'll jump back into the action here. A bit of fun on the side there, back end of the day. Johnny opening the ace queen and the hijack. Keith just defending the 10-7. This hand's over anyway.
Oh, back up to 20,000 now. Unbelievable, Jeff. 3 seats and £100 into the 30-30s. We've got the dingadonga. He's in. Come on. Still chip leader. Our short stack's got 6 bigs. And he's in. Do you call with any 2 or not? Yes, he's called with ace queen, but he's got ace king. Oh no! Oh my days. The short stack
He had 2K.
The short stack had a 1 big blind, and he's now got 40,000 chips. Back to the table, live in Edinburgh.
Oh, God. I hope we ain't boxed you, Zacabello. You do well not to get a seat from this situation, though. Good luck. We're going to concentrate on the last few hands of the day, because we've got 12 minutes left on the clock, so clock's probably going to get paused and drawn for the last number of hands very shortly, as we see Greg opening cut-off, queen 3 suited. Pamela defends with a 5-4 of the same suit. Greg flopping the best bit, middle pair for him, bottom pair for Pamela. Flop checks through, and Greg smashes the turning trips, and Pamela now coming in for a bet with her 2 pair for 4K, and Greg is going to make the call with position. Wants to keep hands like diamond draws with bare diamond in his range, stuff like that. And this 10 on the end. Pamela should be checking this almost always. Don't mind her bet on the turn. Try and deny equity to hands like ace jack, ace 10. And now Greg comes in for a nice little value bet. Trying to get called from King X perhaps, maybe some 10X, some Jack 10, River the 10, but opts for 8K, and I'm not sure how we're going to find a call here as Pamela. It's going to be very difficult here, unless we just think that Greg's going to be at it. But it's for 33% of our stack, and makes the correct lay down. Good fold from her.
Four more hands?
No.
We never guessed.
We'll never get
We
four.
never guessed.
That could be it, Tower. That could be the solution. Never guess, and it will always be four.
That's it. There are 3 cash tables playing live in Edinburgh. 2 1-2s and a 1-1. And we're down to the final 4 hands of the night here. And in the satellite, they are down to the final 10 players with 7 seats and a bit of cash.
Yeah, and stay tuned as well, guys, because we will have a roundup
Yes.
at the end of these 4 hands. So
Full chip counts on the way.
if you do want to see how some of your friends, family, people you know are getting on. So
Final 4. This is one of 4. We're still watching the Dingadonga.
So our last big blind is going to be Greg. Our last button will be Johnny. But there's the first hand. Quick as that. Raise and take. 3 to go.
The Dingadonga might not finish before we do. The guy who had half a big blind
He's chip leader.
is chip leader.
What on earth?
With 4 left. Just wow. Shows you how much he can change.
To be fair, shame on the other 2 players in the satellite. I'm surprised they didn't call for 1 big blind
Exactly, I
and check
don't
it down
understand
and
that.
just let.
Yeah, I don't understand that. 4 against 1 is always better. Well, 3 against 1 is always better than heads up. Very strange play in a satellite, not to call. You know you're going to check it down, that's what happens.
Just invest the big and see what happens.
Absolutely.
If he quadruples up, he's got 4 bigs.
Yep.
So Ed here, blind on blind, Jack Deuce. Comes in for a complete, and action on Dan with the 5 deuce here in the big. Just going to check his option. Heads up to the flop, blind on blind. 3 hands left to go.
9-6-3.
Yeah, this might go check, bet, fold. I think if we got the 5 deuce here as Dan and Ed checks it over to us, we want to be firing this particular hand. Very stone cold, bottom of our range. 5 high equity to a straight, but looks like Ed's going to take the initiative. And Dan with position here, I'd like to see a call from him with the gut shot. Can potentially win this on later streets. We got position as well. We're getting 4 to 1 on our money. It is the back end of the day, but glad to see the call from him. Can't just be calling though to snag a 4. We've got to be calling to bluff some particular turns and rivers as well. 6 of hearts on the turn, and Ed here. Gives up, and now if we're Dan here, I'm going to fire once and give up ourselves on rivers. A lot of the time, good competent players, blind on blind now, they're all doing the same thing. It works well, comes in for a lead for 1 big blind, and then just shut down out of position, and that's what we've seen here. And this is nice from Dan, just aware of the situation. But Ed just not going to be continuing, and that's 2 hands to go. But Tower's got some news.
The Dingadonga gets the seats. Absolutely fantastic. What a roller coaster that was. I'll tell you what, big up to Piebird. Piebird 66, 1 big blind to chip leader in the tournament and gets a 30-30 seat. Well done to Zacabello. The Dingadonga gets a seat. £100 to the 4th place finishing. Very unlucky. King 4 against 10s. And it comes Broadway for the 10s on the river. Very unlucky. But well done to, we caught that just as Zacabello was in. Katie Swift didn't play today, she's playing tomorrow. So yes, it was well done to the Dingadonga. Got himself a seat.
Tower can't stop saying that, he loves it.
We'll check the 30-30s again tomorrow.
Tower drinking game, every time you say Dingadonga, have a shot. It should be on the floor. Dreg.
Is it the Dingadonga last longer?
2 hands to go. Greg opening 8-7 suited. Ed pills the pair on the button, and Johnny going to defend the big blind, getting this price with Jack 8 off. 3 to the flop. And set of 5s for Ed. Last hand of the day, and Greg wants to be betting this one once. We've got some plausible backdoors. This ace high is good for our range early position. And Ed here with the 5s, just like to see him flat here against this particular opponent especially. Should just be aware Greg's c-bet frequency is going to be so high on this board, so as Ed we want to keep some of them bluffs in and just flat and take a turn in position. And this is a turn where we can start barreling some of the time as Greg. We've picked up an up and down straight draw here of our 8-7. Edge range on the button is going to include some King Jack, some Queen Jack, some Jack 10, some Queen 10 suited in there, King Queen suited. All these hands now we can potentially fold out of the double barrel, and the times that we are called, we have equity to make our straight on the river. So I know we can see he's barreling into a set here, but big fan of this double barrel from Greg. Just understanding ranges and understanding that this is one of the cards that we can actually fire on and come in for the double barrel. But Ed here, interesting to see how he proceeds now, and comes in with just a call, keeping the bluffs in there of Greg. And from Greg's perspective here now, it's going to look like Ed has at least an ace. And this is just shut down central now. He may have lined up the 3 barrel on some brick rivers, but Greg just going to be aware now that we're going to get snapped off by some ace-x that Ed can have here. He's going to peel most of his suited ace-x on the button. He's going to have some ace-10 in there. Wow, Greg going for it.
Yeah, he's going for it.
He's just going for it. That's 16k. And Ed here got an easy shove here. Yep, we lose to ace-jack, but that is it.
Easy shove.
That is it. Just calls. Just calls. And the 5s are good. Maybe he was worried about ace-jack. Surprised he didn't shove there. Misvalue from perhaps ace-king, ace-queen when they are in there. But on this occasion, Greg just with the bluff. Maybe Ed not wanting to risk it all. But definitely you see some players flat like that back end of the tournament where they've got a lot more equity within the prize pool, but very shocked to see it back in the day one. I know we can see Winter got called from just 8 high, but Ed, especially against ace king and ace queen, would have left some value on the table.
So the final hand of the day.
1 to go.
Greg Murphy. Just lost a biggie. Well done to Dinga Donga. Last time I say it today, honest. And now he's coming in for a bet. There's Greg with the old Jack 7. He's under the gun. So he's now in a situation where he's only got 32,000. He's thinking, I've only got 25 bigs now for a second.
He might just be thinking about opening this and running it, Tower. Might just open and run it. With the Jack 7 off, I think he's opening it under the gun.
Yeah.
He might be lining up some barrels.
Might well be.
Queen 10 deuce, 2 clubs. Just been caught at it, Greg. So maybe on this board he's not just thinking of opening a random hand and running it. Chance to rebuy again tomorrow if he does get stacked, but looks like he's going to be happy with the 32k because this will go bet fold, and we're going to close up the day. Oh no, he is thinking of running it. We're only floating with this hand, Tower, if we've got a plan in mind. And Greg's going to be bluffing this on a later street.
Oh, if he bluffs it, if he goes for it,
he's going to be out the door.
He is.
Over to Dan now, and if I'm Dan, there's no need to get trappy here. We're up against an opponent who's just shown that willing to put a lot of chips in. Back end of the day, just want to be trying to get some value from some potential check 10x. Obviously charge the drawers. I guess Greg can have a small proportion of some queen x that check this flop. And come straight in for double barrel, and action over to Greg now. Now, what did he have in mind when he calls the flop? That is what I'm interested to see. Well, he's got something in mind, Tower. He has to have something in mind. He's just there.
They're in.
The re-entry, and that is it.
Where's the glasses?
He's dead.
Where's the glasses?
Where are the glasses? He hasn't even picked them up.
Where's the glasses?
Where are
they?
Still?
Where's the glasses?
He's left them. He's out the door. He's left the glasses. Look, they're still there.
Where are the glasses? I can't see it. I can't see because of the glasses. Where are they? Where's the glasses gone? Oh, what's that all about? What's he doing? Absolute suicide, man. What's that all that.
He wants a re-entry,
Oh,
obviously.
sweet Caroline.
30k was not enough for him to bag up, but I said that was going to happen as soon as he opened the Jack 7 off.
Unbelievable.
I thought he's running it here no matter what. When he opens that Jack 7 off under the gun, he is running it.
Absolutely unbelievable. Greg Murphy has just committed the old poker suicide. He's had 5 minutes of absolute, and he just wants to come back again. But we got the glasses, to be fair.
Yeah, he's got the glasses.
We got the glasses. Ladies and gentlemen, fantastic day from Edinburgh. Absolutely beautiful day. Well done. 103 making the day and the trip to Edinburgh, leaving us with 27. And they're the chip counts. Ladies and gentlemen, what a day we've had yet again. Get your hands in the air. Get your hands in the air for the final 30 seconds of the stream. As you can see right there, the chip counts are there. Ben Teague, chip leader. What we doing?
Rich Kelly in there as well, 114k.
Here we go. Sweet Caroline. Well done, everybody. Gordon Wood, John McGlynn, Rich Kelly, all making some great moves there. 115,000 for Eddie Swales. Robbie Bulls made 100,000. Rob Franks has made it with 90. But let me tell you, you don't want a last session like Greg Murphy right there. What's that all about? But he had his plan. It didn't work. Yeah. It could have worked. It didn't. He's back again tomorrow for sure. Round down bottom, Jay Crawler making it through. Tony Deeney as well. Pam's made it through. Well done, Pam. Well done to Pam. But we have run out of time. Great effort yet again. Another fantastic day in the stream. You enjoyed it, Jay?
I've loved it. I don't know how you've got this much energy at the end of the day, Tower, but it's great to see. It's great to see.
Last 30 seconds, guys. Get your arms in the air for the last 30 seconds of the live stream. We've got Greg Murphy. I'm going to put these on eBay tomorrow. We've got Greg. Come on, here we go. Come on. Last 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're off. And we'll see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock. 12:30 on the live stream. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thanks to everyone that has tuned in today here. Day 1A in Edinburgh. It's been a great turnout for what we were expecting. Chip counts are there. Ben Teague's our chip leader. We are back tomorrow from 12:30 on stream. If you're coming to play it, it's 12 o'clock in the club. We will see you then. We are off for the night. Back tomorrow. Thanks for everyone. We'll see you soon.